Yo, I put it like wow, this that sound. These oaks don't work hard like me, I hope they know by now. Bayo Bab, stand my ground. Bro, these money trees go overseas like Percy Tau. I make sure you stay around, quiet when I'm under loud. No negatives allowed, me and positivity took a vow. I always play to win, don't anticipate loss. Mind always in the clown, my boy. Never think about the drop, never ever ever think about the drop.
Welcome to it, sports fans. It is the MKT Show. I am having a fantastic day today. I'm not sure what it is. Maybe I'm on a new skin treatment. You don't know. You know, I'm not, but it could be that, you know. I had a good breakfast this morning. A lot of the guys in here, including a very handsome man who did give me a hard time for, you know, I enjoy having a healthy breakfast in the morning and getting going in the mornings, and there's a lot of feedback from people. But, you know, what must I do if I'm enjoying my life? It is awesome to have you here. I hope you're having the greatest day of your life, wherever you may be on this fine planet called Earth. With me, I have the honor of having Cristiano Ronaldo, David Beckham, Manchester United aficionado, and best mate unofficially. Basically, Daniel Ricciardo with a Zulu name, Senzo Sitebe. Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on, Senzo Sitebe?
Nothing much, my man. Also, let's not lie to the public.
Yes.
I said your breakfast was fantastic, but it's just that you felt some type of way about it. You know, you don't have that confidence.
I mean, you know what? It's the tone.
What tone?
The tone you applied when you saw my breakfast. Even though I have the same breakfast every day.
I know,
yeah.
But that's what you do in that room. I've seen.
Well, what's that? Okay, well, what?
You arrange your breakfast in such a manner. And I'm sure you probably take selfies of it, but today you didn't do your thing. Sorry if I threw you off.
No, not at all. Not at all. But I mean, maybe you want to describe what I'm having for breakfast and why.
No. That's for you. That's for the people to, you know, to ponder. Let's not give away too many of our secrets.
You look good today, dude.
Thank you, Chin.
Are you perhaps on a new skin treatment?
No,
you've got the wearing the Brentwood pants.
Nah, not at all, my man. I'm just me, my man.
You're just living your life, eh?
You're lucky you've got the proximity to it.
Oh, okay. What am I benefiting off the
No, I didn't say you're benefiting off it.
I'm lucky. I'm just lucky.
I just said you're lucky to have the proximity to it.
Yeah.
As am I lucky to be in the proximity of you and witness such awesome breakfast.
So I hear you. It's sort of it's an infinite loop of awesome.
You know what I mean?
I hear you. I'm feeling that. I'm feeling that on my behalf.
You know what I mean? You should let the haters infiltrate.
I'm with you.
Exactly.
No, you're a good man. You're a good man. It's
As
a
are
pleasure
you,
to
my
have-
man.
Hey, today we're going to talk Cristiano Ronaldo. We're going to talk Springboks. We got Kane Riley in the house. If you don't know him, you can look him up. Runner extraordinaire, all-round cool guy from the Western Cape. Cannot wait to chat to him. And then Senzo will let us know there's a huge case in the world that just, wow. I mean, listen, if you're into R&B music, because I know the time we live in now, you have to cancel people immediately once you find something out, because is it Michael Jackson's music we still don't listen to? Who's cancelled? There's always one, or is it the gentleman who's about to be cancelled officially and have no civil rights?
About to be cancelled like properly.
Okay, but we still listen to Michael Jackson, huh?
Yeah, what did he do wrong?
You shouldn't have children sleeping at your house when you're a grown man.
But
he was a white woman at the end, so maybe that's okay. People do
but
trust
did he go to jail for
older
it?
white
Did
women.
he go to jail for it?
Oh, are you saying the law never caught him?
But were we there? Allegedly, obviously.
Macaulay Culkin said it on Joe Rogan.
This other guy, that we're about to discuss, he's in the mire for sure.
You defending Michael, huh?
No, I'm not defending him. It's alleged.
What's alleged? He had children sleeping at his house.
Okay, but did he do anything funny with them?
What? Guy's 40 with 15-year-olds sleeping at his house. Come on, Sins.
Maybe let me keep quiet actually.
Macaulay Culkin said nothing happened.
Then who are we?
Okay, but he was like 15 at the time. That's weird, isn't it?
It is weird.
It is weird, dude.
But Michael Jackson is, bro.
I don't. He's a white woman at the end. It got very weird. All right, ladies and
also
gentlemen.
his childhood. He said, "Have you seen his childhood?"
Listen, Joe's going to make him dance and sing, and no time for fun there. That's tough. All right, Michael Jackson, never quite recovered from childhood trauma. Can't do anything about it now. R.I.P. To the king of pop. But wow, we have a situation popping off on social media that is going to get real. Sports show, big time. Ronaldo, Springboks, Kane Riley, and so much more coming up on the other side. Haters go hate. I'm gonna keep having the breakfast that I have, Senzo this morning, big time hater.
I didn't hate on your breakfast.
I think Ryan, a lot of people haven't met him. If you haven't seen the behind the scenes, he's the guy who wasn't being weird in the video, according to James, which was some incredible editing at the end there. So all of them sort of giving me some gears. One of our colleagues, Barrett, as well, giving me a hard time about having a healthy breakfast. And I mean, that's Ryan over there. That's James on the left of picture. Ryan in the black shirt. It's tough. Oh, hashtag Ryan versus Senzo. That is the hashtag for today. So that's Ryan, who is perfectly normal, by the way. If people are wondering, he didn't do anything weird on the weekend.
Okay, let me address two things.
Go ahead.
One, I did not say your breakfast was weird at all. You like being a victim. You're doing what James does. You hang out with James too long.
Okay.
James likes to be a victim, but he does support Liverpool, so it's rubbing off on you.
No, fair enough.
Two, there's no Ryan versus Senzo because, I mean, we all know we're not even in the same league. We're not even playing the same sport, so we can debunk that.
I'd like to get into that second one a bit more.
Bruh.
Yeah. So Ryan, he's got all the limited edition. He's got that. You know, Ryan.
We done been there. We done that.
Let me be honest, okay? Because it's just how I have to be. I can't hold it in. Is Ryan is comfortably the blackest man in the studio, and there are 4 black men in the studio, right? And I even include you, Senzo, who went to St. David's and grew up in Ilovo, you know?
I didn't grow up in Ilovo.
Well, I mean, you know, once you go to St. David's, once you enter that circle of wealth, it leaves something on your character. But Ryan is the blackest man in here. Have you seen Ryan's swag game in terms of the shoe game?
Nice kick games on Luke Kane. So
you're playing 2 different sports in that sense as well. I mean, Ryan, incredible swag game. And he knows what's going on with the culture. Like I would go to him.
I don't.
No, you more know.
I don't.
I think you have a more jack of all trades vibe, where Ryan, because number one, he comes from a sound background, he's really into music. But Ryan, let me tell you what Ryan said the other day, and very comfortably. There was no, you would never do this. Ryan was making a reference about how confusing something was. And he said, it's so confusing. By the way, that is the Ryan you just saw there with a very Caucasian-looking skin. And his point of reference to explain to me how much of a mess this situation was, without thinking about it, he went straight to, it was so confusing, bro. It was like, we are $9.9. But even the way he said it, I was like, Ryan. Do you know what I'm saying? So Ryan's about it. I think you, Ryan, James, powerful trio there. If you guys could just stop the violence between you and Ryan.
There's no violence.
Whatever conflict there is.
There's no conflict.
Let's just seek a resolution.
No, do you know these young cubs, they see Mufasa and they want his blood now. Okay. That's why every day they rag me. I think, have you seen them before they get to work? They sit together. They're plotting my downfall and they don't know. Everybody wants to kill the king.
Yeah. Now,
only get one shot, my boys.
Now, Mufasa was the bad guy in the...
No. Mufasa was the good guy. Simba's dad. Scar's the bad guy.
Scar's the bad... Oh, so you're saying you're Mufasa. But Mufasa dies, so they actually...
Who threw him off the thing? Scar.
So you're saying Ryan's Scar. For like
I didn't say Ryan.
By the way, Senzo, not everyone's 50. They don't know that a movie called Lion King once came out.
It came out even 2 years ago. So
that was the Beyonce one, but nobody watched that. That's terrible. The fact that Beyonce was the voice for Lion King is terrible. So who's Scar? Ryan. Is Ryan the bad guy? No, you've done it now. You can't just say Angus again. So who's James in that whole thing? Since I don't want to fuel the fire between you and Ryan.
James and Ryan, between them, they score on the hyenas.
Those hyenas.
They can choose whoever they want to choose, but they are said it.
Yeah, pack of insatiable scavengers.
Just because my team is wounded, they think they can come circle me like the vultures and the hyenas they are.
Yes.
Not me, my man.
Now, James, I'm not sure if you ever thought to yourself, look, James has thought to himself, I'm a scavenger, but I don't think he's ever thought that's something that would happen to him. All right, no, fair enough. Senzo, I want to talk to you about something.
Sure.
Okay, so you are Mufasa. That's very cool.
Yeah.
I like that you see yourself as that.
If I don't see myself that way, who will?
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
I
lay it out for you to play it out. How you feel about it is a you problem.
Sometimes it be that way, cuz.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I feel you. Hey, you know who doesn't know what you're saying is a guy called Cristiano Ronaldo. So now, what? I mean, we touched on it yesterday, but 3 losses in a row.
Yeah.
Manchester United Football Club. Well, talk to me. Well, what are we thinking right now? We're a Man United fan. Where's your head at? Are you panicking or are you just saying rest?
Relax, guys, relax. You know, people are acting like we're Arsenal Football Club. No, that's not us. We're only 1 point behind. You know, we've got the same record as Chelsea, same record as City. Like, it's not time to panic yet. It's good. These things must happen now, you know, rather than they happen must-win game now. It's April now, and then you chuck it like that. You know what I mean? Let us figure it out now. If you want something to go wrong, rather let it go wrong now.
Yeah, I mean, but that Aston Villa performance, because I rewatched.
No, the performance was terrible. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
the performance was terrible, but also I think, you know, I don't think it's Ronaldo's problem or it's Ronaldo. It's to do with Ronaldo. I'll break it down for you after you tell me your views and how you see the situation and all that.
Yeah, no, listen, CR7. Yeah, what a guy, what an institution. what a time to be alive where Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is the Manchester United manager.
Yeah, no.
I was just thinking, like, I was reading a few articles last night and I thought, wow, this guy's the Manchester United. When I grew up, I'm not kidding, I thought Alex Ferguson was the most powerful man in the world. Like everyone always used to say, oh, the president of America, or whatever. Like, because I've loved football since I was 4.
Sure.
I will never forget the first time I played a football match. It was the greatest day of my life. So to me, I was like, who is this guy? Arrigo Sacchi, because my dad was into Italian football and that would be on. Mm-hmm. So obviously when they were doing it, I had Sacchi posters everywhere. And then Fergie, when the Premier League exploded, I thought, that is the most powerful human being in the world.
Yeah.
So for me, I always, there's something, the child in me says the Man United job is the most important job in the world, in my mind. I know that's not really what it is, but Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is the manager. What?
Yeah.
This is where we are. You're in the mud, because...
Yeah, man, but like, you know, you look at where we were when we hired Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and we just thought, you know, maybe it needs somebody, you know, that knows the club.
Yeah.
You know, that was there when Fergie was doing it.
Yeah.
Now, it's just like, okay, cool. It's your team now, you know, and we don't look any better or look like we... I get what he's trying to do.
Yeah. I
get what he's trying to do, but for me, I've always said it, Ollie's not ruthless enough.
Mm.
He, for lack of a better word, he needs to be a dick.
Yeah.
For lack of a better word. Like, you know, you can't please everybody at this level. You're going to disappoint a lot of people. And
you can't be a?
Pizza.
Okay, Senzo, let me tell you what I think is going on there.
Yeah.
Cristiano Ronaldo is in a situation right now. And it's a tricky situation. Let me tell you something about relationships, folks. It's one thing I do know, and it's one thing I cherish. I have very few, but the ones that I do have matter to me a lot. I really, really care about people that I'm in a relationship with. And platonic, romantic, whatever it may be, family, it matters to me. When you're in my inner circle, personally, I don't care how other people feel. If I consider you in my inner circle, you matter to me. And something I've realized in my 35 years is that relationships are about frequency. And that frequency is to say, you know, when you adjust the radio and you get it perfect and it's on 97.9 because that's what the station is, it's something called attenuation. You attenuate, right? You must find the correct frequency to pick up the correct sound at its peak. That's what you want to do. Relationships are about frequency. And in everything, right, in every relationship, there's only one reason to fight. There's only one reason for tension. There are two realms of existence, expectation and reality. There is nothing else. There are your expectations and there is reality. Friedrich Nietzsche, probably my favorite philosopher of all time, and not probably, definitely, famous for what doesn't kill you makes you stronger and much, much more, says the most wonderful thing. Every single bit of pain that human beings feel, is what Nietzsche says, is the separation between the ideal self, so who you think you are, and the real self. Now, it sounds like that's the same thing. Who I ideally want to be, who I think I am, what my ego or super ego, as James Ilsley has told us before, what that part tells me, what the id wants to tell me, are not always the same thing. It's not always the same thing. What your ego and the id believe are not always the same thing. Friedrich Nietzsche said, the separation between the real self and the ideal self is all the pain we feel as mankind. So let me tell you this. In companies, there's something called organizational tension. And if you don't manage that, it gets really ugly really fast. A guy called Cristiano Ronaldo is his own organization now. He's no longer a footballer. He has transcended the game. He is the Jamie Foxx of football. He has transcended. I mean, Jamie Foxx has done it all. There's nothing he hasn't done. Grammy, yes. Every single award. I'm everywhere all the time. I'm a 5-star actor, 5-star comedian. I can dance, I can sing, I can do it all. Cristiano Ronaldo has done it all. So he has transcended football. He has ceased to be a footballer. He is an entertainer. Cristiano Ronaldo is as good as Michael Jackson. He's as good as Britney Spears. He has transcended football. Him and Leo Messi have transcended this thing. So now it's an organization, but now there's another organization called Manchester United. And you know what's really important in life as well? If you're in a relationship with somebody, romantic, platonic, doesn't matter, your family, if you don't keep an eye on your family, there will be tension. You know why? Because they think you're still a child, but no, I can look after myself. And your parents still treat you a certain kind of way, but actually I can look after myself. You have to communicate that. Cristiano Ronaldo, ladies and gentlemen, you're seeing the height of organizational tension right now. Because what's happening is Cristiano Ronaldo wants to win right now. You know why? Because he has to win right now. I don't care how much he thinks he's Superman. He's probably got another 2 seasons after this, at most at this level. At most. Father Time comes for all of us. Greenwood's not ready now. McTominay's not ready now. Varane's probably going to take a season. He's a legend, but the Premier League is just punishing and it'll ask questions of you. Man United are not ready to win now. So the organization of Manchester United and the organization of Cristiano Ronaldo, just like you and your girlfriend when you fight, right? Stop drinking on Sundays, right? I want to see your goals, she'll say. What she's saying to you is, I'm growing up. You need to meet me there. Cristiano Ronaldo is ready to win now. Man United are not ready. Now that is going to create tension. And you're seeing little slithers of it. Because Cristiano Ronaldo back in the day never used to talk. I've never heard Cristiano Ronaldo need to say, oh, we need to win these games, whatever it is. He knows he's taking care of business. And folks, let me tell you how I know Ronaldo and United are in the same place. He's come and he's doing what he's done at Madrid, at Juventus, everywhere. Everyone else isn't where he is. He knows that. If you think he doesn't know, it's like, oh, no, I'm scoring goals like ever. Why are these guys not passing to me more often? Why am I not getting in the box? He knows that. He's Cristiano Ronaldo. He knows what it's supposed to be like. He remembers Toni Kroos. He remembers Modric. He remembers Marcelo when he's getting it on the half turn. What's different here? Folks, there's organizational tension and it is real. And let me tell you why that tension exists. Manchester United, right, are now only legendary in name. Cristiano Ronaldo is legendary in name and in action. Man United haven't been legendary for 8 years in terms of what they're doing on the field. Let's be honest. Only the name now is legendary. What did I tell you earlier? All tension in life is who you are versus who you think you are. There's always a gap. Now, the size of that gap is how much tension there will be. So Man United fans and Man United, the brand, tells you we are the greatest in the world. The last 8 years tell you what? They are the 4th best team in England. Cristiano Ronaldo knows that. And it's unacceptable for him, which is why I think there's tension. But lastly, I think there's an even bigger problem. And I believe Cristiano Ronaldo, not because of his own doing, I think he'll be the biggest cause of problems at Manchester United. Not because he's a bad guy, he's excellent. But let me tell you something, is no matter how much the farmer can genetically try and accelerate a process, what you cannot do is rush development. You cannot rush the seed if you want the best fruit. I like Greenwood. I love Greenwood, in fact. But you can't rush it, and Greenwood's not ready. He's not ready. I like Jadon Sancho, but you can't rush it. It's going to take 2 or 3 years to become Cristiano Ronaldo, to become Manchester United. And the tension will come where Ronaldo wants to win now. And both organizations are in different places. You cannot rush development. As much as you want to, and we're cleverer now, a 22-year-old still a 22-year-old. Cristiano Ronaldo is not the example for all of us to follow, folks. He's a unicorn, because Cristiano Ronaldo at 22 wasn't going to Iceland and seeing girls and TikToking with them or whatever that happened there, right? Cristiano Ronaldo at 22, they had to drag him out of the Manchester United gym. So don't think Ronaldo at 22 was mature and on point. He's once in a species, perhaps. So Greenwood is not where Ronaldo was at 22. None of them. Sancho is not where Ronaldo was at 22. Because at 23, this guy was the best player in the world. In the most competitive era, maybe in Premier League history. He's not the example, and he was, you know what will frustrate him more? He'll say, at 23, I became the greatest in the world. Jadon Sancho, what are you doing? Because Sancho, why are you pitching up? Let's face it, Jadon Sancho's a little overweight right now. If you haven't seen it, I'm sorry, I see it. He's not quite there because he's not the Dortmund guy. Greenwood, Ronaldo will find that unacceptable. The off-the-field stuff, he will find it unacceptable. He won't say it. But it's like, guys, I took it seriously. Why not you? And at 22, don't tell me you're too young. You should be ready. I was. Organizational tension. Folks, I'll finish off on this. There's a reason why Berkshire Hathaway, Fannie Mae, Investec, why they all go to Harvard Business School when they want to find people. Because they don't have the time to develop you when you step in-house, right? Because they say when you come, you must be a shark already. Because we need to plug you in and we need to keep making $15 billion a year. We don't have the time to teach you how to check a balance sheet. They should have done that at Harvard. They're not going to come to my university. I love NMMU, but they're not doing that. That's not what Berkshire Hathaway is doing. That's not what Microsoft are doing. They're going to Harvard. They're going to Brown. They're going to UCT. Cristiano Ronaldo is saying, I'm Harvard. What are you guys doing? And that's going to be so frustrating for him. And folks, Ronaldo is now no longer a player in that dressing room. He is separate from the dressing room. He is an organization on his own. There will be tension with Manchester United. And I feel nothing for the kids, but they will suffer the most because their development will be accelerated and it may cost them great careers because this pressure is unprecedented. Other than Leo Messi, there is no guy like this in history. So, I mean, Senzo, if you're Greenwood now, right? For me, look, first of all, the results aren't coming. I would say we could paper it over if the Southampton didn't happen, Wolves didn't happen, but also the performances are poor. So now it's like, wait, most of us have been here for 3 years and we've got Ronaldo. It should be a little bit better. It should be a little bit better. I'm not saying you should be beating City or whatever, you know? But it's worse. And now this guy's here. Because now you know Ronaldo's not going to be quiet and Oli can't control Ronaldo. There's no control. So I feel there's going to be that organizational tension. And let me say this now.
Sure.
I don't think Man United are going to make top 4 this season. After what because I rewatched the whole game on the weekend, and it's not because the talent's not there. The firepower is Premier League winning firepower. I just think Man United, where they are in terms of the rebuilding phase and where Ronaldo is, the tension's going to be too much. Because Ronaldo says, no, you guys should be ready now. When I signed, we talked about winning the Premier League. Let's just be realistic. Fred McTominay, that's not going to work. And I love Varane. You and I think Varane is a legend. Some people don't, but he's a legendary defender. But we know the Premier League, it just takes, doesn't it take a year?
Yeah. Do you know what I think it is, though? Thing is, I think we got Ronaldo, to have a few extra goals. And guys, Ronaldo's Ronaldo.
Yes.
You can't tell me that if your club signed him that you don't think that you're in with a shout. Right. 1. That signing takes you over the top. 2, guys, my thing is that now this is where it becomes tricky. There are other guys as well. I'll say it again. Paul Pogba. People like Paul Pogba, they need to put their hands up now. Time for excuses is over. Who else? Rashford should know now. But Rashford, I don't have a problem with because Rashford, he does his thing.
Oh, yeah.
Rashford.
And he'll feed the kids.
Yeah, exactly. Bruno's about it as well. You know what I mean? Luke Shaw also should know now. But you can see Luke Shaw's turned a corner.
Oh, yeah.
Harry Maguire, you're the captain. That armband doesn't just go around for free.
Yeah.
David De Gea. Guys, we can't be guys like that can't be churning out 6s and 7s. You know what I mean? Ronaldo's just the icing on the cake because Ronaldo's been there, done that. But guys like Paul Pogba, like, come on, grab it by the horns. Like this thing of me, do you know, this thing of you play really well one game, then the next game you disappear and you're not even trying. I get it, okay, days aren't the same.
Yes.
Days aren't the same. You're not going to have a 10 out of 10 game the whole time.
I'm with you.
But at least try. You know what I mean? Guys, it's things become bad. They step back into their shells and all that. Also, Ollie, be ruthless, guys. Be ruthless. You know, you can't be lukewarm all the time. You can't be a 7 out of 10 manager all the time. You know what I mean? I don't mind the thing is, I don't mind if you make bad decisions. At least do something and stick by it.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I mean, mistakes are tolerable, right? You can almost live with mistakes. What you can't live with is the lack of... I feel like there's a lack of, like you said, ruthless edge.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's an attitude thing. Like a ruthless edge is relentless. Being relentless is not about being brilliant. It's like, you know, is Dortmund under Tuchel, Dortmund under Klopp, even if they weren't winning, relentless.
Exactly.
It doesn't feel like when you play Man United nowadays, it's like, sure, it's hell out there.
Yeah.
You know, the great strength of United when they were winning wasn't the flash players. they were running up and down. It felt like they were swarming you all the time.
Yeah.
Barcelona, everyone thinks that Barcelona was because of Messi. No,
Nah.
they were swarming you all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, what's Pep's rule? I think it's like 3.3 seconds he wants for them to have the ball back or something like that on the press. Man United, it feels like...
Yeah, I feel like we're reacting these days.
That's it. Well said.
We're reacting. We're not, You just look at the team sheet and you're like, guys, okay, cool. We should go then. We should blow these guys away. Like, okay, we get the ball. Oaks play sideways for a bit. They play sideways. Yeah. He must get a touch. And then when teams score, that's when Oaks are like, oh, let's get it together, guys.
And you know what I was thinking about last night? Was that Cristiano Ronaldo now doesn't want to lift an organization. He's done that twice. He tried to lift Juventus and he lifted Real Madrid on his own.
And he's done it with Portugal as well.
That's not why he's here now. Now he wants to be, like you said, the cherry on top. Is you guys do that stuff. Pogba should be lifting the organization. Bruno is trying.
Yeah.
And Bruno tried. I mean, last season it was a one-man show.
Yeah.
You might have been sixth without Bruno.
Yeah.
Last year, right? Is my God, that man. And Ronaldo doesn't want to do that anymore. He doesn't want to be the guy coming into the dressing room and screaming now. Because what happens when you give him the ball? Goal.
Exactly.
So that's what I want to do now. I did that at 23, guys. I already lifted organizations. I already took mediocre players to great players.
Sure.
What are you guys doing now?
Sure.
Pogba, what are you doing?
Exactly.
Bruno?
Exactly. Because as you said, like with Gareth Bale before he got to Madrid was hustling to get into the Champions League. Plays with Ronaldo and Benzema. He's lifting things and he's looking like Ronaldo 2.0.
You know what I'm saying?
So
it's a mindset.
It is a mindset thing.
And you know why I said it's like everybody in life, dude. The relationship analogy is the best one. It's like, when your lady's ready to get married and you're still going, Ish, I enjoy Friday nights with the boys, man.
But must I tell you what the thing is as well with I feel like there's this thing now. Okay. Ronaldo is at the club, right?
Yeah.
I feel like the players are still in awe of him.
Which is wrong.
And he doesn't want you to be in awe of him. He wants to be like, okay, gents, show me what you can do.
Just play. You're at Man United. I mean, he used to, Rio Ferdinand said in his book, Cristiano Ronaldo used to get upset when they used to call David Beckham the best number 7. And Rio says they used to rev him up like that, saying Becks was the best 7. And Ronaldo would be upset. What are you talking about? And he's not seeing... Ronaldo, you can't lie to legends, dude. Ronaldo can see that, guys, he can see through all of it. I'd love to know what he thinks of Paul Pogba after seeing him for this long. I would give everything...
That's what I want to see, like what relationship, like what he really thinks of Paul Pogba.
Because casual is cool until you have to win, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, until we have to drag people like...
Ronaldo, I'm Cristiano Ronaldo, guys. You guys are doing so little. All I'm asking you is pass me the ball. But you're not even doing that.
Don't worry about where I'm going to be. Trust me. When that thing comes, I'm going to be where I need to be.
Dude, the worst breakups I ever hear, right, is always this. We were in different places in our lives. And that's where I feel like, that's why there's going to be tension. Because Ronaldo now is that lady who's got her job, she got her second promotion, she's ready to buy a house, and the male fiance now, he still wants to get drunk, and he's still in the same job he's had for 6 years.
But I don't feel sorry for things like that. They chose each other.
No, I'm with you. And listen, the great ones do what Ronaldo did at Juventus. I will make this call as well. I don't think Man United are making top 4. And when that happens,
Ronaldo's
out this year. So this will be his last season. If you do not make top 4, he's done. Because he showed you at Juventus. One season all I need. And winners aren't romantic. So shape up. That's what I'd say to Man United. All right. Those are my thoughts. You can leave a comment if you're joining us on YouTube. Remember, if you're joining us for the first time and you haven't subscribed, please feel free to subscribe on the tubes. This is the MKT Show. Plenty coming up.
You put your ole in, you put your ole out, you put your ole in, and you shake it all about. It is the world's most boring game of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, hokey pokey, and I'm sick and tired of it. There's a lot of things you can say. Listen, the problems with United will be with United forever. if you are a manager who was appointed on emotion and who manages on emotion, don't be surprised when the emotion turns against you. You know what I mean? Solskjaer must be a bit careful with what's going on here, because why people like Solskjaer is because he's happy-go-lucky. It irritates the crap out of me. I can't stand it. But this never accepting reality, this always being positive, this, that shrug, eh? Yeah, that's football. That's football. Yeah. That's Solskjaer, right? Some people seem to like that. Complaining about other managers, complaining about penalties, complaining about offsides, like, that's dangerous territory for him to go there. And he needs to turn this around quite quickly if he, I don't know, that's just a very careful place to be, because Solskjaer's already got one ugly look, which I think is that he's extremely dismissive and arrogant of teams that he didn't consider a threat in the 90s, right? So when United were dominant and the sorts of teams that United would just roll over, he doesn't consider those teams worth his attention or worth any preparation, it seems. Because he'll always prepare for the big teams. Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool, PSG, because he considers them. But Aston Villa, young boys, Villarreal, it's almost like, oh, well, because you weren't a threat to us, you're very arrogant. And he never gives credit. Villa played outstandingly well. We played into their hands. They completely figured us out. And he doesn't say, well done to Villa. You know, Klopp comes out and says, well done to Brentford. That was an amazing game. Other managers compliment the opposition, you know, and except for the super successful ones. But he never does that. And it's always, it's same as young boys. Young boys played really well against us, but it was the ref, a young ref. You know, it's always starting to blame referees, starting to blame situations, disrespecting other teams. And that's quite irritating. And I believe, look, to be a successful manager, you need to be arrogant. But his arrogance is just starting to look like a very off color right now. It's like, start appreciating other teams, start respecting them, and maybe that's the way to beat them. Maybe start thinking, you know what? It's very plausible that Villas and Young Boys and West Hams can beat United. And maybe you won't lose to them because that won't permeate through your team. It's just this two really worrying things, on top of him being a useless coach, is that now he's becoming very stubborn, very arrogant, and starting to blame referees. Listen, he's not going anywhere. He signed a 3-year contract. But like I just been saying to people, strap in, because it's going to get a lot worse before it gets better. And we'll go on a run again. Sure, we'll go on a run. 2 steps forward, 2 steps back, but the second step back happens to be on the edge of a step, and then you roll down 3 flights of steps and break your ankle. And this will be the cycle. It's just this round and round and round and round. Do well, do bad, turn corners. And how do you turn corners in a circular room? That's the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer parable. Is it parable? Parallel. Parable. Parable? Parable. I think it's parable. I think I'm trying to say parable. Also, Sporting, Dortmund. Please don't get 5. I mean, if Haller, a West Ham flop, can give you 5, Haaland is going to fill his boots. It's going to be embarrassing. I'm going to cry.
That's Paulo Diaz saying, it's like falling down and breaking your ankle. I mean, you do love to see a broken Manchester United fan. It is a wonderful sight. It is good for all of society. Shout out to Tracy Bard on the socials, commenting on YouTube, saying, seems Ronaldo has married a man-child. This is only going to end in tears. Whew.
I don't think... I agree with Paulo. I don't think it's Ronaldo.
No, but you know what? Greatness puts tension on people, because it's like, if you look at someone like Cristiano Ronaldo, he's not looking for feedback from people. Yeah. Young people are always looking for feedback, like, tell me I'm doing well. Whereas Cristiano Ronaldo is going, no, you're at Man United, I expect you to be on time.
Sure.
Like all these little things you never see. It's like any work, right? Is if most people who are looking for validation. Look, I was on time. Look at my work, boss. Like, people that are doing it are just doing it because Ronaldo is about the principle. And the tension will lie in the fact that Mason Greenwood will have a good game every 4 games and it's in the headlines and whatever, and now Greenwood's feeling it, and then Greenwood has 3 bad games. That's where the tension lies. Ronaldo is saying, no, great is the starting level. If you want to go to legendary, then you start at great. I expect you to be on time. I expect you to be relentless. Those Real Madrid teams were relentless.
But the thing is, as well, you know, it also speaks to why Ronaldo's like that. Who took him under his wing? Fergie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Fergie took him under his wing. And the thing is with us, I keep saying it again. What did I say when Paulo was here last time? I said, it's like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is like, yeah, guys, what do you think? No, don't tell us what you think.
Yeah.
Dude, if you're going to put out a rubbish team, put out a rubbish team. Now, Ferguson didn't care. Play Park Ji-sung, play Gibson, play nonsenses. And he'd go and he'd wax teams.
Yeah.
Like it was nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now it's like, okay, cool. Ole's got all this firepower and everything. This thing of us playing two holding midfielders, 2 center defensive midfielders against Villa at home.
Yeah.
When there's all that firepower.
Yeah.
Guys, I would have thrown in Cavani just for control. And not taking out, like, you know what I mean?
Doesn't make sense.
You know what I mean? It doesn't. It's like, what are you saying? You know what I mean?
You're Manchester United.
For me, this thing, and for me, it's this thing of McTominay and Fred is a reflection of the manager.
Yeah.
And like how timid he is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like you're saying I'm cold. No, guys, Pogba is a World Cup winner. You know, we can't have 2 guys babysitting Pogba or like, you know, trying to figure it out. Pogba, you and McFred, come figure it out. Because when Rashford comes back, it's going to be very interesting. When Rashford comes back, it's going to be very interesting. Because we can't jam 12 people into a team.
No.
It's impossible. It won't happen.
And I think you're making a very good point there, because you know what's quite tense now that maybe we didn't talk about? Paul Pogba's creativity now is a luxury now. Because now we've got Bruno.
Yeah.
So having Pogba is actually, it's so hard to make him the steak. He's just the sizzle now.
Yeah.
Like, oh no, Bruno is the guy. You know what I mean? And like you say, Marcus Rashford, he will feed all of the children in Britain, so he will start. He is Manchester through and through.
But besides that, also Rashford, you know, when he's coming on, like, you know, we look more dangerous.
And look at Rashford's numbers.
Exactly.
People don't realize that guy's numbers are phenomenal.
Yeah.
So Paul Pogba has a big problem now because they're shunting him to the left, right? So what they're telling you is actually that's the only place that's left, because we're not putting you in the 6-8. That's where Bruno is. Bruno's doing the dog. And like you're saying, what happens now when Pogba's rotating and playing League Cup? Because that's where it's headed.
We're out of the League Cup.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, that's ugly.
Imagine now.
Oh, that is ugly. All right. I mean, that was a shot at Man United without even trying. Guhle Nkosi on the comment saying, for me, Ronaldo won't be a problem if Oli is brave in team selection and playing style. If not, then CR7 is gone in the summer. So I don't know if Guhle heard me saying what I'm saying, but my father used to say, when somebody shows you who they are, believe them the first time.
Yeah.
If Cristiano Ronaldo sees nonsense, don't think because, Man United...
Romantic in.
And Fergie, also we must be careful of loving the narrative of Fergie's like a father figure to him. No, that was Ronaldo the boy. Cristiano Ronaldo now will tell you, no, Fergie, I've got more Champions League titles than you. I'm the show now. Ronaldo left the boy, he is now a legend. It's very, very, very different, because what is the parable, as Paulo couldn't get to there, I think he did in the end, is that you send the boy out, right, and he returns the wolf, or whatever it may be, and you send him to the savages. Ronaldo's been out there and conquered them all. Is Man United are smaller than Cristiano Ronaldo now.
Yeah.
If you don't come correct by the end of the season, he's showing you, I'll leave.
Yeah, but the thing is, as well, you put it very well, because the thing is, like, now, also, guys, Ferguson groomed him to be that. He groomed him to be that. He said, if you can go out in the world and go be that, why you don't need me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
We'll always be a special relationship, but you don't need me.
But I'm trying to think, like, you know, it's so hard to think how a legend would think. I'm trying to think, Cristiano Ronaldo gets to practice, right? And he sees Aaron Wan-Bissaka's first touch. Like, what does he think? Well, like, what do you think he's thinking? What do you
How are you a
think?
professional footballer?
That must drive him insane.
But it's things like that, yeah. And like, also like, do you know, Do you know, I saw a stat. Fred loses the ball every 7 possessions.
Jeez, like. And he played with Tony Kroos and Modric and Carrick.
And for me now, Fred is making Scott McTominay look bad.
I see what you're saying, yeah.
And it's not Scott. It's not, because like now, Fred, your 3rd season. You should have figured it out now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Your £50 million signing.
Yo. And also, it has to come back now. Again, Paul Pogba was the guy who's supposed to solve the problems. Is where are you now, Chief? And now we've made it really easy, because if there's one guy with movement, it's Cristiano Ronaldo. Yes, he did it against Leeds. What happened against Southampton? What happened against Wolves?
But also, Bruno also gets it.
That's what it is, eh?
Bruno also gets it. I've also got a problem with this thing, guys. We spent 2 years and £73 million chasing Jadon Sancho.
Yeah. But what's going on with him? He looks a little pudgy. This is Man United,
Start
Chief.
the guy, bro.
But why are you not in animal shape? Well,
Don't worry, there's an alpha dog there who's on Bonnie.
But my thing is, Ronaldo sees that and he goes, yes. And Ronaldo doesn't want to lift the organization now. He doesn't want to be going to Sancho, because he remembers when Ferdinand and Vidic and those guys came to him.
Ragging him.
They came to him and said, no, man, this is not sporting here. You don't come late here. Maybe you did that there and got away with it. You're not a star here. We are George Best here, pal. Yeah, Cristiano Ronaldo is as big as he may be. We're David Beckham here. He doesn't want to do that now. He's done that already at Real Madrid. I'm done with that. I want to play football. So now when Sancho is overweight, the organizations are just in different places.
Look,
bro.
I just want to see my thing is, I want to see when Rashford gets back to the team.
What's he going to do? Marcus Rashford, I'll tell you what he does. He pitches up with Boris Johnson. Obviously, where have you just come from? We fed all the kids in Britain. I'm back now, guys. The injury's done. My shoulder's fine. Now let's play football. By the way, Ronaldo, I fed your kids as well, because they live here now. So you're welcome as well. Also, you can move to stay on the right or stay in the middle. I'm Marcus Rashford. What is he? OBE, MBE?
MBE.
Has he got every E in England?
He's got every E.
Yeah, no, shout out to him. Zapeta Ngaba saying, Senzo, put some respect on Park Jisu's name, please. Man was a big game player. He doesn't belong in the same sentence as Gibson, Jemba, and Bebe.
No, but the thing is, guys, I wasn't dissing Park Ji-sung. Of course, I know that Park Ji-sung was crucial to us.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that, guys, Park Ji-sung, he's not the most flash player. He's not the most, you know what I mean? But Fergie would always rely on him. With guys like our Gibson and all that. And you just be like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Guys, Park is the man with 3 lungs.
No, he was sensational. And although we do need to put some respect on his name, because he was also, you know, everybody refers to that he was also a good player.
Yeah, he was a good player.
Like it's not like he was, there are, like John O'Shea was reliable.
Yeah.
Park Ji-sung was an excellent footballer.
Exactly. Do you know, Human Song is just a Park Ji-sung with more sauce.
Way more sauce.
Yeah.
A Human Song is stuck, and he just signed a new deal, hey?
Yeah.
What is he doing? He did the Harry. Who's his agent? Who is Park Ji?
Probably Harry Kane's brother.
What's his name? Charlie.
Charlie.
All right, Charlie.
Charlie.
How you doing? What are you thinking about Son? Should we get him?
Yeah. He's a good lad.
Nice lad. Yeah.
Yep.
K-pop. He's friends with K-pop guys, isn't he?
Yeah, because like now the alpha dogs. I feel like the alpha dogs now, they're scared because Ronaldo's there, and Ronaldo's just like, gents, don't be scared. I'm here to help you guys.
It's tough not to be, dude. You know, and you see it in every company. I've been at a few companies, or I've had friends where there's a new kid on the block who's getting, you know, who comes in first 2-3 months, and now they're the shock. They're active like that, and it's not for everyone. You know, tension does, and you know what greatness does? It creates clarity, because what it does is take away excuses. Cristiano Ronaldo, right? If you pass him the ball, maybe every 4 chances, he will score. So it's all Paul Pogba's fault. It's all Bruno's fault. It's all Shaw's fault if they're not delivering. Because if they were delivering, Ronaldo would score. That's what greatness does. But that sort of clarity is not for everyone. Because not everybody is Cristiano Ronaldo. Not everyone's Roy Keane. Not everybody says, don't babysit me. Most people need a, let me look left, let me look right. And it's ugly. It sounds like I'm picking on Paul Pogba, but everything about Pogba has shown me he needs to be babysat. Whether tactically, in the media, his agent needs to come and protect him. It's like, I don't remember Roy Keane needing babysitting. I don't remember Michael Carrick needing babysitting.
Paul Scholes.
That's a Man United player. Where you're out on an island on your own. Hey, Scholes, you can't run, you're slow. But you could never get to Paul Scholes. I'm a Man United player, of course.
Yeah.
Whereas with Paul Pogba is... Honestly, I've never heard a player have so many excuses made for them. You're at Man United, bro. I don't remember making excuses for Patrice Evra.
My thing is, dog, you see, my thing is, as much as I love Paul Pogba, right? As much as I love him, your price tag, one. You've played in every major final in your career.
Yeah.
So you know what it is. You can ball at your feet. You are talented.
Yeah.
We can't question that.
Yes.
You can do what left foot, right foot, ping it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can do that. My thing is that you came back. You wanted to prove a point.
Yeah.
Okay. But now, will he, won't he? You know, the manager criticizes you, like... And also, it's this thing of, like, we lose, right? Guys are concerned about their social media. Guys, I don't care what you do with your social media. But there's a time and a place. We can't be churning out results and performances like that. Guys are happy to be posting.
Dude, I'm with you. The social media thing needs to stop. All right, let's wrap up on Ronaldo. Nkosi on the comments, which you can do, by the way, if you're joining us on YouTube. Please do subscribe and click like. That's the up thumb if you're joining us on YouTube. Troy Deeney said they let Fred have the ball because they'll get it back straight away. Well, there you have it. Troy Deeney, though, he will talk. I mean, what did he say about Arsenal? No cojones.
No cojones. But the thing is, do not like about Troy Deeney. Troy Deeney knows that, you know, this is a male-dominated sport.
Yeah.
And men are about egos.
Yeah.
Dude, you can be as talented as you want. If a guy doesn't feel you, he doesn't feel you.
Yeah.
He doesn't feel you. And that comes from here.
And you know what the thing is? Players know. The media, it's almost like I've made this example in boarding school and schools, right? Where teachers pick the prefects. It's like, being a prefect doesn't make you a leader.
Sure.
Paul Pogba being the most expensive player in the world at a stage doesn't make him a leader. It doesn't make him the best player. It just makes him the most expensive. And we mustn't fall into that trap. And you know what is so sad for him? All it took was Bruno Fernandes to be there for 6 months, and you go, oh my gosh, is this what Pogba was supposed to be?
But like, for me, the thing is, it's also like, you know, Pogba and Neymar, for me, it's the very same thing.
Well said.
Same thing. It's
well
the
said.
Same thing.
I mean, Pogba, one thing we must be clear, because if you're going to be that personality type, stop being a victim.
Yeah.
Expect the attention, positive and negative.
Yeah.
Like this idea that he's a victim. One thing I must be clear about him, the difference between him and Neymar, the only difference is Pogba has no off-the-field stuff. Just because he's fun, I've never heard any drinking, any problems, any nightclub, any late for practice, whereas Neymar has, I mean, a mess. He's a mess off the field. So to me, Neymar, the rest is a surprise. You know what happens with guys like Neymar? And it'll never happen with Pogba because it seems the character's fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with Paul Pogba because nothing's come out, right? And a guy like that can't hide it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? With Neymar is, as the talent goes down, the true character will come up. Because what talent is makeup, right? It covers all of your bad spots, and we forgive you. He was late. Did he smell like booze at practice? You know what I mean? The great Ronaldinho is the best example where they were doing nightclubs with Eto'o like it was out of hand. Is as soon as the talent takes a little bit of a dip and you see the character, it's a production tolerance issue. And you're starting to see it with Neymar now. Is the talent is starting to go down. He's brilliant, but he's not the 5 years ago Neymar. And now all the ugly stuff is like, oh, he's doing that as well.
Yeah.
And with Pogba, I want to be clear. The only credit I would give Pogba is I have never heard anything off the field.
He does his job. He's a
he's a pro in that sense.
In that sense that, you know, he comes in, you know, you don't...
But
he doesn't... He's never out of shape.
But being a pro is enough at Southampton, not at Man United. Because at Man United,
you have to have
pro
that X
is...
factor.
Of course. You must have X... At Manchester United...
You have to have that X factor, that thing that separates you.
Just number 6. At Man United, we know who's won those.
Yeah.
You know, you wear 10, 18, 7, 6 at United.
11.
We know that what you must bring there is, I know people say jerseys don't make mistakes. Listen, there are exceptions to the rule. Manchester United, you wear the number 6. You wear the number 6 in England.
Because the thing is, like, you know, guys, you know, complain about, the pressure playing for Man United. Guys, there's a reason that Man United is not Tottenham.
Yeah.
All due respect to Tottenham.
No.
There's a reason that 76,000 come in to watch you. You miss a penalty a straight foot in. Good, you should feel like rubbish.
Yeah. Don't post it on social media, though.
Yeah, don't, exactly.
Please don't do that.
Don't cry about it.
Bruno, what are you doing there? All right, you know what? Let's move on, because Manchester United, and I think Ronaldo is the problem, not of his own making, just because he's too good. He's too good for where Tracy earlier put it beautifully. He's ready to get married. The man-child is not. That's all it is. I'm sure you've had these relationships, and you may have lost friends, and I certainly have let people go, and they've let me go, because we're just in different places in life.
It's just the cycle of life. It's just the cycle of life, because the thing is, your friends can't keep carrying you everywhere.
Yeah.
Ultimately, dog, you were with them all the time. You should be, want the same things and be at the same, I think you put it nicely. That's why relationships end.
Yeah.
Because some people haven't outgrown who they are. They want to be the same person they were 10 years ago.
And what do you think of this? And you've nailed it, is that most people, like if I'm looking at the two great women I've dated in my life, I was always, well, the second one, we didn't really have a personality issue. But with the first one in particular is that people who love you just want you to do your best. They don't actually care how much money you make. Just try your hardest.
They want you to try. That's
just
all.
Just try your hardest.
Give it your best shot.
And I don't feel like Cristiano Ronaldo feels these guys are trying their hardest. And for Ronaldo, that's unacceptable. The talent, I expect you to be talented. You're at Man United.
Sure. Now
show me who you are, Chief. Let's go win this thing.
It's a character thing. And because my girlfriend says it to me all the time, like when I postpone to do stuff.
Yeah.
She says, look, I don't question that.
Yeah.
I just want you to take it seriously.
Yeah. Beautiful.
I just want you to take it seriously.
Beautiful. Man, hey, that is, you are very lucky to have the lady you have if she's saying that, I believe. All right, let's move on to another organization that's having some stuff going on right now. Let me quickly tell you what I think is going on here, and we'll get Senzo's take. The Springboks lost on the weekend. It was the third loss in a row. The All Blacks 1917. It ended how it ended. Pollard kicks the ball away. Whatever. But let me tell you something before I get into it. If you haven't heard this before, let me tell you that this is an important thing for me to know, and I try and remind myself of this all the time. Right? Is the worst thing in the world is getting what you want. The worst thing that can happen in the world is getting what you want. Because then what? Right? The worst thing in the world that can happen to you is getting what you want. And South Africans finally have what they want now. And now we're starting to see the true character. Is that the Springboks, folks, since 2007, this is the first time we have a unifying, brilliant team that everybody can be proud of. Right now, the Springboks, folks, it hasn't been like this since Jake White. I'm sorry. The feeling's good. The management's great. I'm not hearing anything from the politicians, which means the management is managing the politicians. The whole team feels like everybody is geest to be there. And if you're not South African, I can't translate the word geest. For the first time, it is a team since 2007 that I feel is a unifying factor in South Africa. So South Africans, is the worst thing in the world is getting what you want. Because what we want is a great Springbok team. We have a great Springbok team. And it's still not enough. So you must be careful getting what you want. Rassie and Ninaba, folks, are doing the impossible. Let me tell you why I say the impossible. They're doing something which they shouldn't actually have to do. Because they are there to technically run rugby and coach rugby. I have this very well sourced that Rassie is busy building systems from high school to Bok level and junior Bok level that he shouldn't have to do, by the way. But Rassie has taken that upon himself so that when he leaves, and my mother had the greatest saying was, whatever place you go to, leave it better than you found it. It is your responsibility. Rassie Erasmus is doing that. You know what we call that? We call that greatness, folks. Rassie is doing the impossible. Because not only is he building systems, but he's trying to run the most difficult rugby team in the world to run at the same time. And South Africans won't care. We lose 3 games. It's all over. They've lost it. The worst thing in the world, let me tell you, folks, is getting what you want. We had 3 losses in a row. For God's sake, we just won the Rugby World Cup, the Rugby Championship, and we just, this little thing that comes around every 12 years called the Lions. We just won that as well. Where it's only ever happened, I believe, in the professional era twice. We have the most British and Irish Lions and being the world champion at the same time. All Blacks have only done it once in the professional era. We have it twice. Folks, this is a dynastic era now already. We don't need, if they fell off the edge of the earth today, we have greatness now, and we want to complain about 3 games. For crying in a bucket, man. Folks, I'll say this again. 2023 is the goal. I don't care about winning rugby championships and friendlies. I want to see what the youngsters look like now. Because what has to happen now is Sia and Marks and Spicy Plum, they all need a rest. Give them, Rassie will obviously periodize. Let's give them 6 months. Folks, the organizational tension is real. Is that Rassie's expectations, he was well known, are through the roof. It's been that for 5 years now, folks. These players have been under his thumb since the last World Cup and that whole cycle up until now, where every day you're expected to pitch up, and the great Nick Saban says every day is a reckoning. They are only human. We will give them a rest. And for crying in a bucket, the idiots online saying they should be sacked and this and that, you're a bunch of idiots. So, I can't understand. Like, for the first time ever, actually, I think we're like a professional outfit.
Listen, man, I'll tell you this much. No team has won rugby championship and gone on to win the World Cup same time.
Yeah.
And then we did it, and then we Lions, and then we held those 3 at the same time. Guys, New Zealand, as you said, New Zealand can have rugby championship. They can have rugby championship. But what we've accomplished, guys, not even New Zealand, the only thing New Zealand have on us now is that they've defended a Rugby World Cup.
That's it.
Which is the only thing that we have to do.
Yeah.
Bro, we're the only major rugby playing nation to not have lost a World Cup final.
I don't know what people are... The worst thing in the world is getting what you want.
And I was thinking very hard about when you said that now, because it rings true for every part of your life. When you get it, it's like, okay, cool. What's next? You get complacent.
Because then your character has to come through.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's easy to get it. How do you keep it? And now South Africans want to complain. What did you say? Is you either... what is it? You live long enough to be a hero or to be a villain, right?
Yeah. People only like you until they hate you again.
Hey, people want you to do well, not too well. Let's be real. Rassie Erasmus is fine. The Springboks are great. We are great. The product is great. Relax. Even if we lost the next 10, relax. 2023, let's see whether they're dealing with Rassie's next tactics and Ninaba's next tactics. And now finally we have systems from high school to junior Bok to university to the promised land. All right, coming up on the other side, the King of Stoke, a man who I think James is trying to imitate his beard. I don't know that to be true, but I feel like this guy has a wig for stubble. He's always got it on point. It's always on fleek, and he will tell you. So that's James. I'm not sure what James is doing there, but I think he's modeled it on this guy, but we'll find out on the other side. One of my favorites and one of Cape Town's favorites, ladies and gentlemen, the MKT Show, plenty coming up on the other side.
Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You are doing it.
That's it.
Yeah, I'm saying, my man.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying?
Of course, I know what you say. They are doing it.
Yeah. No.
We're doing it. That's why they're doing it.
Folks, it's important to be revolutionizing broadcasting at all times. So that's a full-time job on its own. You might say I have two jobs: to present this show, but at the same time change the face of broadcasting, because that is not a classical way to bring the show back. Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, a man who is a seven-time finisher in the top 5 at the Otter, former SA Trail champ, all-round, listen, just an all-round good bloke. And we'll have a chat to him about being stoked, because it's something that has been associated with him. And I don't think, maybe somebody has asked him, and I haven't read the article. Ladies and gentlemen, Cape Town's favorite, my favorite, your guy, Kane Riley. Kane, what is happening, pal?
Hey, what's happening, bro? Thanks for having me.
Oh my gosh, look at this guy. Look at this flex. I mean, this is Cape Town living, bro. Where are you? You look like you are in paradise right now. The beard is looking fierce.
I'm actually at the office,
What?
believe it or not. And not my kind of running office, like I'd like to say, but with my day job office. So yeah, this is the Salomon Cape Town offices. And yeah, not a bad backdrop or something to look at while you're hammering out emails.
No, not the worst at all. I mean, where is that located? It looks incredible. Is that what is going on there?
Yeah, so we're in the CBD,
Yeah.
kind of on the edge of the Burkharp and the CBD.
Nice.
So yeah, we've got a pretty epic full view of the front face of Table Mountain.
Yeah, I mean, there's the view there.
I
That's
give you
James.
let me just
Oh,
get out of the way.
I mean, look at that. Are you working hard or barely working there, James? I mean, that is incredible. Now, Kane, there is a guy called James Ilsley in here. You were probably chatting to him earlier. By the way, your beard, is that a wig? Because that's been that fantastic since I've met you probably about 6 years ago. So is it a wig? Let's just get that out the way.
No.
Not okay.
I wish I had a better response than that, but you caught me off guard a bit. But yeah,
No.
it's real.
Honesty,
Yeah,
simplicity is the highest form of sophistication there, Kane. Dude, thank you so much for taking the time to join us. And, it is flippin' awesome that I get to do this for a living, but even better because probably my favorite thing in the world to do myself is mountain running itself. So to be able to interact with guys like you and guys that keep it real like yourself. So first of all, thank you so much for taking the time. Kane, I want to ask you something before we get going, is that there's always been this idea of being stoked and you being the king of Stoke. Is that something you've always just said because Cape Townians are just always stoked at all times? How did that whole Stoke thing start?
I think you came up with that label, so I might need to ask you a little bit more. But yeah, I don't know. Look, I mean, I think it's not that I'm kind of like stoked 100% of the times, but I just believe in being present and content and happy with where you are, wherever that may be. So yeah, I think if whatever the circumstances are, I guess I see a lot when we're doing the greatest thing on earth is to be running on the Otter Trail. But yeah, I've got a very strong belief in you kind of control your narrative, and if you want to be happy and it's you can do it. So yeah, I'll have to ask you where the King of Stoke comes from.
Yeah, I mean, I may have gone with, okay, this guy just looks like a surfer dude who can run like an antelope, and he lives in Cape Town, and you've got a very, very laid back nature for people that have met you. And I thought Stoke fitted you, and I did kind of make that narrative up. And I'm probably trying to push it because it is my show, so I'm really trying to kind of force it to make it into reality. So maybe I'm trying to serve my own ego there more than it being a thing. You know what I mean?
No, I look, definitely. I mean, I think, particularly when it comes to running, I love running, and I love racing, and I love being in the mountains. So for me, I mean, I can imagine that I would really just elude Stoke in circumstances like that, because, for me, it's just the ultimate. And I'm always just happy to be there. If it's going well, if it's not going well, it doesn't really matter. We're super lucky to be in those circumstances, and I guess when the Stoke stops, if I ever cross the finish line, you're like, there's the used to be Stoked, right? then that's the day. Then that's the day I turn from being like a surfer-looking runner to being a surfer who runs down the beach to the water, and that's about it. So,
and tell me, do you catch those right-handers?
Yeah, when I have the chance. I don't surf as much as I would like to, particularly in busy running season. But whenever I have the chance and kind of in off season, I do surf. Running and surfing are definitely my two favorite activities or things to do.
That's awesome. And Ken, listen, man, especially guys with kind of a laid-back nature like yourself, is that you make it look easy because obviously you've got the pedigree, for those who don't know, obviously from cross-country, that will breed great technique, the ability to endure, right? Is that, as much as for all the things you're saying is, and I think you would admit yourself, is you probably were breeding yourself as a mountain runner. I think you're starting to get into, and I can only speak from a South African perspective, you're starting to get into the greatness sort of echelon in South Africa. Is that, what is the price of being great, bro? It's like a lot of people see you out there, finish line, everybody thinks, oh no, Kane's, I'm pretty sure you hear it a lot. And a guy you may or may not know who said, we should give you a hard time, a guy called Ryan Sands, who's not too bad at mountain running himself. You may or may not have heard of him. But what is that price that you've paid to be here, bro? Because 7 times in the top 5 at Otter, I'm sorry, I don't care how much genetic lottery you've won, how cool you think you are, that comes at a price. And what sort of price are you paying in terms of diet, in terms of looking after yourself, in terms of the last 10 years committing yourself to this thing?
It's a very interesting question, and actually something I've thought a little bit about. So I mean, I guess like where I'm at as a trail runner, where I'm at now, is like a definite combination of, you know, nature and nurture. The family I grew up in is a very outdoorsy family, combination of like running and kind of, a surfer. So trail running, you know, it is like a very natural end place for me to be. You know, like I ran a lot at school, which as you said, like does give me a bit of like a pure running background, which I feel is advantageous in trail running.
Mm-hmm.
And then just enjoying being outdoors. So I feel like all those things met to make kind of trail running the thing that, you know, really, really appeals to me and draws me and has really become, like I suppose my thing in a way. And then, you know, when you say like the price to greatness, I hardly ever see it that way, because like, to be completely honest, like I enjoy every run I go on. If it's like a hard session I ran this morning at 5 o'clock in the morning because that was the time I needed to train. If it's a hard session, if it's an easy run, you know, whatever it is, I thoroughly enjoy it. So, you know, for me, like I just see it as what I want to do and like a privilege to be doing it. So I'm not like, I have to work so hard, because those hard sessions, like, you know, I enjoy those.
Yeah.
So for the most part, you know, like I don't feel like I have like paid like a massive price or anything like that. But, you know, at the same time, you know, so, like I do know like some people sometimes say like, oh, like you seem to be quite cruisy and like don't necessarily train that hard. But, you know, I do. I train, you know, I'm like super, super committed to it. And, you know, this year in particular, after a few years of figuring things out a bit by myself, I've kind of started working with a coach. And, you know, this year I've been like that extra bit committed, more than in the last few years. So, you know, I can kind of sit here and say like, there has been times I've been like, you know, I've got to do this run instead of doing something else. But for the most part, I don't see it as a price. That kind of makes sense. I think there's other things that I do where you know, you really like, you count the hours up of what you're doing and you're like, this is to get to a certain place. And this is what's gone into the success. But for me, it's like, I enjoy doing it. You know, there's no like end result or outcome that I'm like necessarily working towards, and that's like the be all and end all. I just love doing it.
Hey,
but
that's awesome, dude. Like that's a really, really, what it tells you is the fact that you don't see it. And because I'm sorry, like you won't say it, but just because that's what you are. But the fact that, you know, not only have you gotten here, is that, wow, you've stayed here. Because we were just talking a little bit earlier about, you know, the cost of staying there. You know, it's all cool when you're winning prizes and it's maybe your first 10 wins and whatever and all. Okay, I don't know your situation, but I'm just a Joburg yuppie, guys. The girls and the prizes and the photos and the magazine covers as you. But I think there comes a tipping point where most of us fall off in life, and you haven't done that. Not because it seems to be in you. I mean, you know, I look forward to growing a friendship with you, maybe, and getting to know who you are. But there seems to be that thing that, this is not what I do. This is who I am. And bro, I'm ecstatic for you. The way you talk about that, and it's so organic. It's incredible. I've got by the way, I'm not alone in the studio here, just so you know. I've got a whole bunch of guys. I've got a guy called Senzo Sitebe who wants to ask you something. Very handsome face like you. Also a handsome face.
Hi, Kane. How you doing?
Good yourself, man.
Oh, well, thanks, man. Yeah, no, man, I like your attitude towards it, because the thing is, for you, it's not, you know, that's exactly it. It's the attitude. It's like, you know, it's not hard work. It's who you are, and you know, you don't try force it and try to play the victim. And you know that, you know, if most people could have that outlook, you know, that's half the job done. That's what it would make, you know, training or preparing very easy. Another question that I have is that, how has it been like from, let's say, running on your own to having a coach, and what adjustments have you had to make? And, you know, can you kind of talk us through that?
Yeah, it's been an interesting and awesome experience. I mean, first, I would advocate for it if you are looking to, improve as a runner and evolve as a runner. There's no one coach for everyone. I think you need to find a coach who you've got good synergy with and like have similar beliefs with. But yeah, I'd say the big difference is just to be, it does just help with focus. As I said before, I love running. I love what I do. So if there was never another race again, ever, I would still be running every single day. Okay. Would I do intervals at 5 o'clock in the morning on a Tuesday? Probably not. So I do think with just, adding a bit of focus and helping add the ingredients that you need to improve is the biggest part of it. And someone to be able to look at it like more objectively and say like, listen, this is the way he feels, like, what can be added, what can be taken away. Again, with the goal of becoming a better athlete, and whatever that is for somebody. Right. I'll just say in terms of
sorry to cut you off. You can finish.
No, I'll just say the big difference has just been, like a clearer focus and structure, which, I'm somebody who always said I didn't want training structure. But funnily enough, it's almost added in more freedom because now, there's not as much trying to figure out what to do. You can just go and enjoy.
Whoa, hold the phone. You don't know what you just did
structure.
There. You've just said something that if I wasn't so old, I would probably get it as a template on my bed covers, right? Kane, the great Eliud Kipchoge, not sure if you heard of him. He's not bad at running either. He's kind of like you a little bit. But he has a great saying for what you just said. And I try and live my personal life like this. I'm nowhere near it. I'm not Kane Riley and I'm not Eliud Kipchoge. Let's be very clear. But what you have just said, I wouldn't
put us in the same sentence, but yeah.
Well, greatness is greatness. I mean, outcomes are one thing, but your commitment over this extended period of time is inspirational, Kane. Don't you ever forget that. Is that
you're referring to me as old, eh? This period of time and age. So it's interesting. Now I'm in the space where I'm a buddy in the sport.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
It shows the evolution of trail running because I've always, and it's something that's happened now when you say I'm glad you said how many otters I've run or finished at a certain pace because I was actually counting on my finger when we started and I was like, shit, I should have done this homework first because...
I'm a professional journalist and you're a bully. We all have to be who we are.
I know. It is what it is. Yeah.
Well said. But Kane, a real thing for me is, and I have a young nephew right now who's going through some stuff, and I'm not Mr. Empathy. Let me be very, very clear. But I said to him, listen, in life, in the family I was raised in, there are only two things, right? There is discipline and there's you're not disciplined. There is no freedom without discipline. And the great Eliud Kipchoge said the following, and you just said now, right? Within structure, there is freedom. But he says this. Only the disciplined ones are free, right? Those who are not disciplined are slaves to their moods and sort of to their passions. And what you just said now has nailed it for me. And it's what I try and explain to people all the time. I'm so glad that somebody like you, and I hope that message, we will clip that because that is such a strong message, is that there is only discipline. And from there, you have all of the freedom in the world. Because Kane, you can apply that across the board, and I'd love your thoughts before Senzo finishes his question. But if you are financially disciplined, you will have financial freedom. If you're disciplined about the time you spend with your girlfriend, you will have the best relationship. If you're disciplined about seeing your mom, your dad, when you say you will see them, you will have more time with them. If you're disciplined about being at work on time, you will have more time because you'll finish your work earlier. Because if you're disciplined about being at work on time, generally, you know what, you'll be productive at work, which means actually a 6 o'clock day is probably a 3 o'clock day for you. You know, there is absolute freedom in that structure and discipline. Sorry, I'm just so passionate about discipline. Yeah. I'm not sure if you're picking it up, but I love that you said that. I just love what you said there.
100%. And I think the thing for me is that I looked at structure and if you'd asked me before, am I disciplined in running? I'd always be pretty hesitant to say yes, because I don't really necessarily like that word that much to describe my running. But, since starting to add more structure and to, in the sense of it, add more discipline, yeah, I'll get back to it, like just the amount of freedom it does come with. Because again, like, I think freedom is largely the mental space you're in. So if you're out floating around with no structure and you think, oh, cool, I'm going to be all super chilled, but the whole time you a bit of a mess and like worried about whether you improving I'll go back to running, but like whether you're improving as an athlete or you're doing the right thing, you're stressed out and you're not actually like enjoying this freedom.
Yes.
Whereas, if you've got a bit of a plan and, you're going for it, then, it frees up your mind to enjoy what you're doing and, be present and enjoy the freedom, of that. I mean, running is an activity that I think the main reason why a lot of us love it is like the freedom it gives us.
Yes.
So it's inherently there. You just got to kind of let it happen. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Senzo, what you got, pal?
So sorry, Ken. My question was also a bit of a two-part question. So with regards from training by yourself to having a coach, what prompted that change? Did your goals change? Did you like? I'm not too sure. So I don't know what prompted that change.
I think it was a combination of a goal change and then also just like the realization. I mean, there's three things. Like, one, my goals changed. Towards the end of last year, I just decided that I really wanted to give this running thing a full go. That like for me, that doesn't mean, quitting my day job and being like a full-time athlete or anything like that. It just means that I would like to give myself the best opportunity possible to run well. And if I was honest with myself, having a coach was the way to go, or at least trying it out. And then, like two, it's a case of, if you do the same thing over and over again, like it's crazy to expect a different result. For years, but I'd say over the years of like a decent understanding of training and running, and like still performed, well. And I was like, oh, I can do this. Maybe next year my training will be a little bit better, or I'll figure this out. And then after a few years, it was like, well, I still feel like there's more. Like I'm always happy with, again, like I'm happy with whatever comes. I'm not somebody who needs to come a certain place around a certain time for me to be a happy runner. But like I still feel like there's more from me. So I need to like explore different ways and add in different training and different stimulus and maybe different opinions. And maybe I'm like very happy to have a chat with someone and say like, this is what I've been thinking, and they've got a different view, and then like change my opinion. So I think it was a decision that I wanted to be a better athlete. And again, like when I say like better athlete, like I don't know if that'll be this year. I mean, it definitely won't be this year. I'm not going to be my best athlete self this year, but more of a long-term journey. And it's like, that's what I'm interested in. So how am I going to get there? And the coach is a decision, and since it's worked, yeah.
Hey, Kane, that's amazing. Can you say who your coach is? I mean, is it somebody real, or is it a witch in Limpopo?
No. So it's like James Montgomery from the Run Project.
Okay.
And yeah, look, he's awesome, and like we've known each other for a long time, and we've always spoken. He's one of those guys that like I'd see him at a braai and we'll talk about, running for the whole time, or I'd see him wherever, and we would just talk about like training. I would send him stuff that I'd seen on the internet, and like vice versa, and just the way he goes about things makes a lot of sense to me. So the synergy was there, but that's what I said like kind of a while back, is like I think it's important to find the right coach for you, because there's like like most things, like I don't think there's necessarily like the best coach. I don't think there's the best diet. I don't think there's the best race strategy. I don't think there's the best race gear. You've got to figure out what works for you and what fits your style, your personality.
Dude, everything you're saying now is incredible. And you said something even that I loved as you were answering that question is, earlier I asked you the question of the price to pay, right? Is I think when you've put in what you've put in already, and you're saying there's levels already, is actually for you, I would, and correct me if I'm wrong, but from everything I'm hearing you say, it's almost like what you're starting to say to yourself as you mature, and I think you're entering your best years, certainly to be an ultra athlete, right? Is that the price to pay actually is not to give yourself the best chance. That's the price to pay. So not training for you is the price, not scientifically doing it, not getting the best opinions. It sounds to me like you're saying, actually, this whole time I've been paying the price of not giving myself the best chance, not in terms of times or whatever, to be the best Kane. That's the price you pay, not the price of getting up at 5 a.m. That's a privilege. It kind of sounds like that's what you're saying to me.
Yeah, definitely.
That's awesome. Bro.
Yeah.
Dude, you don't know how juiced I am for you, bro. Like for me, because I'm a real bully, you know, and I was a delinquent in my 20s. So a lot of what you're saying, I really resonate with that. Is that you know, ultimately you can lie to the world and be cool and fist bump everybody, but when it's just you and your pillow, you know, and I want to say this from a very, very real place, Ken, is that to see talent give itself an opportunity to get to its apex. And that's not always about outcomes of winning. That's very admirable, dude. And a lot of us walk around in our lives never ever knowing whether we're talented or not, because we just are not willing to give our talent that platform, because that's what I believe structure is. It is the platform for your talent to go to the stratosphere. So, dude, shout out to you, and I'm extremely proud of you, bro. You're talking like now you're starting to sound to me like, forget about your talent. Like now we're talking about an ambassador for running as a whole. And I'm even more inspired than I was earlier, because earlier I'm just like, oh, this guy's a freaking animal on the mountains. But when I hear you talk like this, dude, I'm truly, truly inspired. And I couldn't be happier for you. Kane, I want to move on to something quickly. Obviously, I'll see you next week at the Otter, right? And tell me why this race is so special to you, what it means to you. I mean, you've been there countless times. What is it about the Otter for you? And Kane Riley and the Otter seem to be hand in glove.
Yeah, jeez. No, it really is, you know, like an incredibly special event to me. And yeah, actually, like, you know, without being cheesy, been very significant to my life in the last 9 years. And yeah, I would say like it's a combination of, you know, the people and the place. Like, I mean, you'll know firsthand, a lot of the listeners won't, but the Otter community really is something like special. Or it's, I suppose more like a family.
Yeah.
And like, I think above everything, it's the people there that really make me feel so connected to the race. You know, I've been like lucky to run in some amazing places around the world, but you know, like that connection to the people who are involved in the event, the organizers, the volunteers, the runners that go there every time, just my friends at the garden route. I think that's probably what makes it the most special. You know, that's the component that's the most significant for me. And then, you know, like the route is just, you know, phenomenal. You know, it's like the opportunity to run across like a coastal reserve, just like absolutely pristine coastline, the kind of coastline that you like at some point the whole coastline was like this. It's so rare and so beautiful.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I guess going back to my like roots is like an outdoor person who loves the water and loves the mountains. Like it definitely marries those two. And I've heard a lot of people saying that. So yeah, the roots and the people. And then I don't know, like I just went there 9 years ago as it was my second marathon distance trail race, first like focused race, and just had like an unbelievable experience. And kind of ever since that day, like I think that day I ran trail before, but that day I was like, this is for me. Like this is really something I want to, you know, spend a lot of my time in the future doing, and I want it to be a big part of me.
That is incredible, dude. Bro.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so inspired. Like it's so easy to say that, and I'm not easily inspired because, you know, I'm all about excellence. Like, you talking about the process, bro. What you're talking about now is what they'd call, the kids on the streets now would call it grown man talk, bro. This is real stuff. And I'm telling you, Kane, if this is your mindset, I love, not once have you spoken about outcomes, is that you are the ambassadors we need for running. Like there's a lot of guys. I want to keep it real, bro. There's a lot of guys talking smack out there, and I will not have it. You can't say it, but I'll say it. There's a lot of people that talk smack, and you're not about it, bro. There's a lot of people in this era of life. You're not about it. And you know what I like about mountain running, and I'd like to hear your take before we let you go, my brother. I believe it is the most honest sport in the world. Because what you put in, the mountain doesn't care whether you're rich, poor, if you didn't put in the hours, if you didn't bring the nutrition, if you didn't eat when you're supposed to eat, the mountain will show you. Because the mountain doesn't care. It doesn't care who you are. It'll give you the results that you put in. And the way you're talking, bro, you're talking about becoming an ambassador for running. And I know you don't have to say this now because you've still got 15 years as a runner, in my opinion, to really go and represent not just your family, not just South Africa, but represent this fine thing. But I urge you, bro, as this mindset grows, please keep representing running in this way. The way you are speaking about it, I can tell it's coming from a very deep place.
Shot, man. Yeah, I appreciate it. I think that's something that is important to me. Is the impact, just the impact runners have, or anyone has on the space that they're involved in. I think it's important beyond results.
Now, having said that, I do need to ask you, just because I'm obviously in content, what are we thinking this year? Do we have a race strategy? Can we reveal it? Are we going to hammer early, see if we can get, we don't need to mention some of the other guys. We do have some of the, we've had some guy called Ryan Sands. Again, don't worry about him. I'm not too sure he'll make it. So we're not worried about him. You're the guy now. And plus he's a sax guy, hey?
Yeah.
Don't worry. So But what are we thinking this year? Go out hard, or are we gonna just play it how it goes, or what are we thinking for this year in the race?
I think I'm going to keep that close to my, I think I'm going to hold that card. I think, like, as you said, or you said, like, mountain running, trail running, like most honest sport. And I agree with you. And I think running and mountain running, for sure. I think mountain running in another way, because, ultimately there's the race against people involved, but it's so often more like person against the route, It's so often the route that gets to deal. I mean, like Otter in particular, so often we're running together and you're just pushing each other, and then at some point the route gets the other guy. And I often see it like that. So, but there's still definitely tactics, and there's still definitely the mind games and stuff involved. So I'm really hoping this year just to have a good race and run well for the full 42 kilometers. So historically, I have often kind of had a better first half than a second half, and if I can have a good full race, that's kind of the goal. I never get too technical in terms of breaking down the race split by split. I'm not a split man. I'm still even with a coach and with more structure, I'm still a run by feel man, particularly in races. So just want to keep it together for the full distance, run well for the full distance. And really looking forward to it, because every year the race at Otter is incredibly exciting. And there's a few guys who I'm looking forward to see run, myself included. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, we're all looking forward to it. I just want to show you a guy called James Ilsley in the back here. You may have thought I was joking about the beard thing. Now, Jimbo, maybe you can just give us a little shot there on what we're talking about, because look at Kane's beard. He looks like... right, now we got those two. James, you're obviously on the way, but I mean, if you look at Kane's beard there, actually... he looks more like a sort of a Brad Pitt movie figure. Now, James, you look like the guy that brings coffee for Brad Pitt, the movie figure. You know what I'm saying? So... I mean, James, maybe you can just tell us what it's like to see a real man's beard that's for real, as you kids might say.
Not to make this weird or anything, but it does make me feel uncomfortable within my sexuality. So
yeah, it is, and that's quite right. And, James, this guy can do the otter trail. Okay, this guy's so that's James, our producer, incredible guy. Can do graphics, can do everything. He does. That guy's just a magician back there. But his aunt did the otter in five days. Obviously, the traditional. And then I told him that people like you that are still human can do it in like 4 hours, and he didn't really believe it at first. So that's the kind of guy who's growing the beard of a 16-year-old. So shout out to you, Kane, not just for being a freaking legend, but also showing my producer what a real man's beard looks like. Kane Riley, you are an inspiration, bro. I know I've said that word over and over, but the truth is always the same story every time. And I'm looking forward to seeing you this year, bro. Hopefully we get some time to spend some time together down in Tsitsikamma. And all I can wish for you is your dream race and for you to keep representing mountain running the way that you do, bro. That's all I can say.
Thanks so much, guys. Yeah, looking forward to spending some time together.
Amazing.
And yeah, I just always, it's like a weekend to look forward to every year. So I'm frothing. Yeah.
My guy, Kane Riley, ladies and gentlemen, that is a man with a mission. I mean, you can hear the way he's talking, and that's what he's like all the time, but it's a different guy now. I've known him for a little while, and we interact a little bit at events. That's a different human being, and once you start not making it about you in life, just across the board, you heard what he had to say. And listen, folks, that guy's humble. Let me tell you something. You go to the Western Cape and you talk to guys from the cross-country world, that guy's real. He's real. They know who he is. That is not somebody to be played with. Look how calm, soft-spoken is, because, as Senzo would say, he about it. And now he's starting to talk like an ambassador. That tells you is that he says, the price was not giving myself the best opportunity. That's a man on a mission, and that's a guy who, hey, Senzo, that's somebody I want to be around.
Yeah, absolutely, because I like his mentality when he said, like his attitude, like towards it. He's like, no, I don't look at it like a sacrifice or whatever. I look at it because I want to be here. So that's what I get from it.
That's a G. All right. On the other side, Senzo will take us through social media. That was awesome. That guy's awesome, huh? Yeah, that guy's awesome. Kane Riley, ladies and gentlemen. So you can, I mean, so cool. So cool. Absolutely loved that. Looking forward to speaking to him in the next week and a bit. I'll be down there bringing guys in on the finish line at the Otter African Trail Run 2021. All right, ladies and gentlemen, on the other side, Senzo Sitebe we will discuss an issue that is blowing up the internet right now. My name is MKT. This is the MKT Show. See you in a bit. You done did it again. You done did it again. Yeah, I'm saying, my man.
Yeah, man.
You gave me.
Always, dog.
Hey. Kane Riley, that guy. Boy, oh boy. What a guy.
So serious. But like he doesn't force his seriousness onto you.
Yeah.
Like he tells you, this is what I do. You know what I mean? This is my process.
Yeah.
So.
Integrity. It's about integrity. Speaking of a place that's got integrity, that's never ever lied or misled anyone in society, social media sends us, Tebe, what you got on social media for me today?
So, the big story
Yeah.
throughout the world, trending,
Yep.
is a man by the name of Robert Kelly, the R&B singer.
Boy, oh boy.
R. Kelly found guilty on all 9 counts, including sexual exploitation of a child, bribery, kidnapping, racketeering, and sex trafficking, involving 6 victims. He faces a possible sentence of 10 years to life in prison.
R. Kelly, huh? Boy, oh boy. At long last. I mean, this guy.
But where there's smoke, there's fire.
No, but and also not like this. Like, if it was 1 or 2, okay, you know, you had a disagreement with a lady somewhere. 9.
9, dude.
And it's this.
9, bro.
Is this the end of him?
Yeah, well, he was already on the downfall, but this just puts the final nail in the coffin, and he's...
But you know what the thing is in music is prison has made guys' careers.
Yeah.
But I guess he's R&B. Oh man, this is ugly, huh? This is so. You know, if found guilty, this is so awful. It's actually awful for everyone. Now there's real victims, and now, as any society, I'm even more offended. It's children.
Mm-hmm.
Like every society should be offended when children get hurt. Like, listen, it's terrible when adults get hurt. But children are all you've got to carry on.
Yeah, bro, it's...
He's ruined a whole... Was it 9 underage or not?
I don't know if it's 9 underage,
Okay.
but it's like 9 counts. So, but there's sexual exploitation of children,
Yeah.
bribery, kidnapping, and sex trafficking. Oh, there's racketeering as well.
Oh my gosh. So now he's into bribery, he's into racketeering.
He's a proper criminal.
Yeah, no, he's crime. This is crime. But the issue with when children are involved, listen, it's awful when it happens to adults, no matter what, is you must realize with children is you've also ruined the next generation.
Sure.
So not only are you ruining your current environment, you've now absolutely guaranteed. I mean, when this happens to a woman, whatever it may be, or a small boy or whatever, is you're not just ruining yourself and the people around you.
Yeah.
The next generation, whoever they touch, that is a broken person now.
Yeah.
Like, Robert Kelly, huh?
Dude, he's done for. Like, he's properly done for. Like, what I want to see what music platforms do with his music. Are they going to yank it off and then it's never found again and nobody hears it ever again? Like, I don't know, man.
Like, no, I think they won't. Is Michael Jackson's music still available?
But Michael Jackson isn't a convicted criminal.
But, I mean, most these hip-hop guys are from jail. There's people who've done stuff. You know, like, who's the guy with the tattoos on his face? The snitch guy?
Bobby Shmurda.
No, man, with the colourful hair.
Takeshi.
Is his music still available?
I don't know. I never listened to him to begin with.
Okay, like, James, now you're in the back there. You probably listened to, what's the guy's name that you said there, Senzo?
Takeshi 69.
Takeshi 69. James, somebody you've listened to a snitch according to the guys on the streets, as you'd know.
I don't listen to him. I don't even know why he was a snitch. Like why he went to jail and why he...
Oh, no, he snitched on someone in the streets for doing something a little naughty with a gun, I think it was. If I read the story correctly.
It's not often you can do something not naughty with a gun. So.
Well, no, what if you're a policeman?
I suppose that's a good point.
Yeah. So, you know, that squashes everything you were thinking there. So, all right, so you don't know Takeshi 69 or whatever.
I know of him, but I prefer to stick with like the artists that I know, not like Lil Xan and like Tekashi 69 and Lil Pump and all those weird people.
What's your problem with Lil Pump?
Yes, it's just gross amounts of auto tune. And what's your target market?
What's the auto tune market?
Like you're going all super colorful and all like kind of children like, but then a lot of your music has swearing, or like you went to jail, or you have a tear.
What do you think of
in the
T-Pain?
eye. Gross amounts of auto-tune. Really appreciate how he's become a meme and he knows about it.
I think he's got now. All right, James, good stuff. No, that's very, very professional from you. Does T-Pain have the full-time grill? Because I always see him.
No, I think you can take it off.
Oh, does he have the one you take off? Who does have a full-time grill?
I don't know.
Doesn't Wheezy have one?
Yeah, he does. He's got gold teeth.
A full-time grill. Is it a full-time grill?
Yeah, diamond one. Yeah.
Sorry, what?
A diamond grill. Yeah.
Why do you get a diamond grill?
Bro, it's money. Money does strange things to people.
Who does that? I mean, all right, James, what you got there, pal?
So Ryan says that you guys need to put some respect on T-Pain's name.
Well, I wasn't being disrespectful. I think he's a bit of an auto-tune guy, right?
Yeah.
Like, what must I do about that?
A bit of an auto-tune guy. I mean, I'm quite certain he invented auto-tune.
Hey, who's the Arabic guy? We the best. What's that
DJ
guy's
Khaled.
name?
DJ Khaled.
DJ
Oh, no.
Khaled. So that's the way we bring music in now. Is every song
bad.
Screw, we the best.
bad.
Hey, like that.
Have you ever seen like videos of DJ Khaled or where he's acting or in a Vine or whatever? It's the most cringe stuff I've ever seen.
Yeah, it
It's
is
so
very cringy.
bad, dude.
Because he always does the smooth brother thing. Like TJ Khaled always wants to, and he does mean mug. I don't know if you know what a mean mug is.
A mean mug?
We win and we stay win. It's a bit ridiculous, fam.
Ridiculous.
It's ridiculous, man. Come on, straight up ridiculous. Yeah, all right, I hear you, James. I hear you. Senzo, what else you got on social media besides so he's been found guilty?
Yes, he's been convicted.
R. Kelly has been convicted.
Yes.
So I can say this. He's disgusting. Now I can say it. I like that. There's no. It's not Michael Jackson where it's people's opinions and Macaulay Culkin not wanting to say what actually happened. Is now the court of law. I can now call R. Kelly a pedophile and a disgusting human being.
It's certified now.
No, he's disgusting, and I will say this unreservedly, and I don't want to be like these simps who come out and think women will have sex with you when you are just nice about them. I am revolted at this behavior as a human being. It's disgusting. I don't care what anybody thinks about it. R. Kelly deserves to rot in jail forever. It is disgusting, and I believe in rehabilitation. When you hurt children, I'm sorry, it's gloves off. I hope the sharks get him, and I hope he goes to real prison and not a celebrity prison.
Hurt people.
It's
It's terrible.
I'm revolted, dude. I'm revolted.
I can see.
Yeah. What else we got, bro?
Oh, yes. Yes, just on yesterday's theme about Lando Norris, right?
Yeah, Orlando.
Yesterday, he posted another picture
Oh, let's go. What, on socials?
on socials.
Okay.
And now I need your opinion on this because I had my views on it. And then, yeah, what do you think of
Oh, no. Is he this guy now? He's this guy. He is this guy. Lando, come on, dude. Head high, my time. No, he's this guy because now this is
that? The aesthetic, though.
thirst trap. This is thirst trap.
That's what I was saying. Now,
This is, dude, yesterday, you know what? I have to apologize to you now. Because I doubted you yesterday. Which is wrong of me. No. Lando, we're
well
not doing this.
cultivated.
Although, like you said yesterday, there's clearly a supermodel who hasn't given him the attention he wants. Oh, Lando Norris. I mean, my dad's a billionaire and I'm one of the best drivers in the world. So people already know who I am. But now let me go full on thirst trap. And you know the haters are out and he is loving it.
Do you know
what he
how
looks
we
like? He
know
looks like-
this is a thirst trap?
Sorry?
Do you know how we know this is a thirst trap? And Senzo and I analyzed it this morning.
Go ahead.
Look at him showing off the jawline
Yes.
in the photo. Like I said to Senzo this morning, yesterday's photo was genuine hurt and heartbreak from the race. This one today is for a girl, bro.
This is...
Both of them, dog.
So you guys called it.
No, I called it.
Yeah, you said it, Senzo. No, you're right. This one says, you know what, whoever it is. Plus now, the one yesterday we had the cap on, but now look at the that haircut, Senzo. It's the one with the fade. It's a slight fade, the curly hair. You know what he looks like? You know what Lando looks like him? You know, think of those movies where the prince and princesses and whatever. This is the prince you hate in the movie who is with the beautiful princess and she feels trapped. He's that guy right now. You know what he looks like? He looks like Alistair Cook. That jawline of like royal. It looks royal and I'm rich and there's nothing you can do about it. And I'm over all of you guys. Shout out to Lando Norris for trolling the whole internet. This is a troll, bro.
Yeah.
This is a troll. Oh, what a bugger. All right. What else we got? Shout out to Lando.
Oh, yes. Yes. So, according to Forbes magazine, John Hinckley, you know John Hinckley?
Yep.
Guy who attempted to assassinate President Reagan.
Yep.
He won his unconditional release.
How old is he now?
Good question. I actually got no idea.
John Hinckley is now... So is he out?
Yeah. Unconditional release.
What are you talking... What? Where does this guy live? Where do you go and live? Where the FBI don't make your life a nightmare?
But like, dog, how do you go from... Like, I'm also... My mind is blown.
No, where does John Hinckley move to where he can live? Because, you know, listen, America, make no mistake, is a nanny state.
Yeah.
The FBI are everywhere all the time.
Yeah.
It'll be better for him in jail.
Honestly, because I don't think he's going to last. Someone's going to come for him.
You think he's still got his criminal connections? Like, although maybe he did a one-off, just as by himself.
Yeah.
So he's a bit of a loner.
Jesus, bro.
Like, what does he do?
That's messy.
You know what he does? Because it's the time of content now.
Yeah.
Podcast. Yeah. And dude, you know he will kill it. If Alex Jones killed it. Oh, okay. Bad pun. All right, let's... Although he didn't actually kill.
Yeah, now he will now.
Dude, that's the move, right? James, You're in content, you're moving, you're grooving. Not sure if you know who John Hinckley is. He's a guy who tried to do something terrible to the American state, killed a president. Not so good. Not so good to do that, in case you didn't know, Jimbo. But if you're this guy, right? So John Hinckley, he's just come out of jail. Let's draw out the content map. I mean, obviously you do content, right? Well, what do you do? Start off with a podcast.
No, I think you're thinking too small. Right?
Go ahead.
Because, so I noticed the other night, Netflix is actually open to doing many weird things.
No, they got lots of money, yeah.
So I rate, go for a Netflix series, like a Netflix tell-all.
Yeah.
Rake in the big bucks from there, but don't tell all. So say it's a tell-all, but don't tell all. Then after the Netflix, once you got that hype, because you know how hypey Netflix series can get, right? You do that. After the Netflix, you launch podcast.
After the Netflix, and do you write a book or not? Do you go and ask the Reagan family to come and like be in the Netflix thing?
Wait, hang on. Question: does anybody know how old he is? How much time are we working with here?
Let me find.
Yeah, it's a good question, but okay. But while we find that out, is Jimbo, do you if you're Hinckley now, do you go to? Because what you have to do is. First and foremost, you do the like fake apology for the lives I hurt, blah, 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 right?
He's 66 years old.
66? This guy's going to live forever. He's still got another, like, 10 years of good life. 66? No, Jim.
But he's still in prison for now. They're going to release him next year in June.
Okay, so 67 he comes out, and he's prison 67, so that's real life 55, because he's probably been eating all of the weights in the world, right?
Yeah.
Dude, that guy's going to live... Oh, trilogy. James, you were thinking small.
I was thinking small.
Trilogy.
Approach Warner Brothers.
But what do? Trilogy, while they're doing the second movie, you do a book tour. You do a book, blah, 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 book tour, big apology. But my thing is, do you get the Reagans to be on the Netflix special?
Because that's the clickbait.
That's where you want to be.
Because that's the thing where you can make 83
but
million
which
promos.
Because didn't Nancy Reagan die?
No. But I mean, you know how
children.
You know how the legacy families are in America. Like you get the kids on, and you know what Americans will do immediately. They're so brilliant at this. The kids will make it about themselves.
Yeah.
Like, we suffer. Like, they probably weren't born then, some of the grandkids or whatever, but they'll know there's lots of money to be made here, and they'll come in and we heard this. I remember being 6 months, and even, you know what I mean? Like, they'll make it a full story.
And
so,
that's the clickbait also, because you can make 68 million promos
yeah,
and have about 37 title cards throughout, and it just says, like, meeting for the first time since he attempted to... Wait, did he actually pull off?
No. He tried. He tried, but Ronald Reagan said, not today, jeez.
So you can be like meeting for the first time since he attempted to kill their great-grandfather.
The greatest American president in history.
Yeah.
Like the man who tried to bring down democracy. That's how you sell it. And then boom. We're doing maybe a 6-part special on YouTube. We're selling that $10 million each one. And then trilogy, boom.
Yeah.
The last one, it actually turns out it wasn't him. It was his twin brother, and he did the time for him. James, are you kidding me?
I am 100,000. I'm going to buy into it myself. I'm not into history, but I'll buy into this.
That's awesome. Ronald Reagan, R.I.P. Ronald Reagan. I believe he died, in the 90s, 80s, late 80s. R.I.P. to the great Ronald Reagan. All right, Senzo, what else we got besides murder and pedophilia?
Well, I just want... This one's for James. This one's for James. Goal.com posted... You guys say Jurgen Klopp is trapping now. He's a thirst trap.
He is. No.
Watch this look at this photo of him with the aesthetic, and he's killing it.
All right, so we're gonna check out this aesthetic, as Senzo says. Jurgen Klopp. Oh,
he's doing it, boy. He's killing it.
Oh my gosh,
he's killing it.
Oh my gosh! All right,
he's killing it,
James.
That's an album cover.
James, you have something to live for, pal. Look at this. Look at this guy, bro.
I've never seen a more icy photo in my entire life.
How cold is that photo?
Icy, bro.
For those who don't know, Jurgen Klopp, I don't know if his marriage is going through problems right now, but he's obviously got the LASIK in the off season. For those who haven't seen, the beard is looking Kane Riley like. It's too tight right now, and now he's got that Sean Connery grey kind of. It's natural, so he's looking like that guy. And has Jurgen lost weight, guys?
Yeah.
Jurgen's lost weight 100%, as well.
100%, yeah.
You can fully expect, I don't wish this for Jurgen, but a 95-year-old friend of mine, Rose, shout out to the mensch of all menschers, old Goldberg down there, one of the greatest human beings I've ever met. But Rose always says, when your partner starts improving themselves like this,
you know they're on the market.
So shout out to Jurgen Klopp. We can fully expect him to do a Brendan Rodgers where he just comes out with a new lady. Whim, wham, bang. That is incredible. Jurgen Klopp. James, your thoughts immediately on this? Obviously the iciest photo you've ever seen, but clearly a thirst trap. I mean, come on.
When you said he was going to do a Brendan Rodgers, I thought you were going to say he's going to put players' names in an envelope, but then you didn't go that direction. Anyway,
you put ladies' names in an envelope with this photo. Are you joking?
Dude, I'm not even joking. Honestly, this is one of the iciest photos. It's even raining, bro.
Bro, this is insane. Is this what Jurgen's doing now?
Dude, and you know, he used to wear like the sort of baggy clothes and not really care about his appearance. Bro, those pants, they fit his legs. I know it's weird. They fit his legs, bro.
No, dude, it's not weird. This
looks everything's where it's supposed to be.
Bruh. And he's even wearing the brand new Adidas kicks because he's sponsored by Adidas.
Well, I mean, you're the manager of... one of the greatest managers of your generation. I think a sporting lifestyle brand will want to get on your back. This guy's unbelievable. You know what? The human being in me says thoughts and prayers to his wife. I mean, it's clearly over now because he's clearly trying to advertise to the market. This is what's happening, ladies and gentlemen. You'll have to forgive me, Senzo. Wow, that's incredible stuff. Shout out to Jurgen Klopp. Doing all of the things.
Yeah, man.
Hey, you did it. Today we did Kane Riley, we did some of this, crash, boom, bang, we did
everything.
R. Kelly, we did Thirst Trap Managers, trying to win Premier League titles.
Everything.
James, we're inspiring James to get a better beard as well.
Of course.
What are we saving the world right now? Shout out to T-Pain. We're talking about putting some respect on T-Pain's name, Auto-Tune King.
You know what it is.
A grill. I found out today that Weezy has a full-time diamond grill.
Yeah, man.
Hey, is that so when he drinks, it's all nice?
The drink always cold.
We'll close out with this. Alfred Piri saying T-Pain can actually sing without auto-tune. The guy is amazing. Well, that's a rumor. Is there any way to confirm that?
And this T-Pain sings right now.
Yeah, where's T-Pain now? How do we confirm that? Like, just because you're into T-Pain?
Reach out to him. You're on a big time sports show.
I am on a big time sports show. I'm a big time sports presenter. Shout out Senzo. Tomorrow's another day, and I'm really looking forward to that. Great work today, pal.
You too, man.
James, great work in the back there, buddy. My name is MKT. Folks, if you're with us for the very first time on YouTube, please do click like That's the up thumb. Obviously, dislike is the other one. If you don't like the content, I like integrity and honesty. And then if you are new and you're checking out the content for the first time, please do click subscribe, hit the bell, and it'll let you know as we go live at 12 midday every single weekday. And we do that 5 days a week. It's what we do. This is what we do for a living. So, ladies and gentlemen, this has been an honor. Today's been a great day. I was more inspired by Kane Riley to keep this health and lifestyle thing going. Absolutely incredible. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is MKT. This is the MKT Show. But for now, we are the hell out of here.